Hey everyone, Jangro here, and welcome back. We're building on our Craftoria world step by step. Today we're focusing on automating some essential early game resources, sugarcane and cobblestone. Why? Sugarcane is going to be super useful for biofuel. We'll replace our heat generators over here. We already need more power. It's also going to be useful for getting into Theurgy, which is an amazing mod that's going to allow us to transform resources into other resources. And that's where cobblestone comes in. We're going to be able to turn cobblestone into some hard to get late game resources. So we're going to set up some basic modded automations today. So stick around. Now for some of our automation, we're going to use just dire things. There's things like the block breaker, block placer, clicker. Breaker is pretty easy to get. We've got everything we need for that. But to make the clicker, which we need to break, say, cobblestone with a pickaxe, we need an Eye of Ender. That means a trip into the Nether. We've got our sawmill going here for some sawdust, which we will use to make a cardboard box. So if we come across a blaze spawner, we're going to grab it in a cardboard box. We could also silk touch it, but I don't know. Cardboard boxes are a bit faster. All right, let's head in. Before we head into the Nether, please give me a second to thank our sponsor, Apex Hosting. If you're tired of hosting Minecraft worlds locally, dealing with performance issues, or fiddling with port forwarding, Apex Hosting has got you covered. Their servers are always online, you get one-click mod pack installs, and they have 24/7 support if you run into any issues. You can even get your own server up and running with your favorite mod pack in less than 5 minutes. If you want to support the channel and start your own server, please use my link, django.com/apex. Thanks for your support. There's too many of those guys around. I think I have some ender pearls, so we can leave the enderman alone for now, though we are in a great spot for that. But do we have any fortresses? There's not. All right, let's use our jetpack and see if we can find a fortress. Oh, there's a bastion. Let's head in that direction. We get a gas tier. Yes, that is what we need. We need one of each item for Theurgy if we're going to reproduce them later. All right, are there any chests in here that we can quickly loot? Have not been able to get some relics yet. Man, he's tough. Oof. See ya. Quickly. Okay. Back to fortress hunting. That must be a fortress up there. Yes, it is. Let's find a blaze spawner. Okay, let's grab some nether wart. These animations are so great. A wither skull fragment. Oh, nice. I can make wither skulls with those. Oh, we got one blaze rod. Okay. Nice. Okay, now we're talking. Space dissector. One experience for each created portal if there's no existing one. Okay, I don't know how to use this. And charm of shrinking. Okay, I'm little. Is this good? I'm not sure if it's good to be shrunk. Let's try it out. Okay, I still just need to find a blaze spawner. All right, this lets me run on lava. Still need to find a blaze spawner. I guess being short makes me a smaller target. Here, blazes. Yes. Quick, in and out. The spawner's neutralized. Let's take care of these guys. Blaze spawner in a cardboard box. Now we can just use the home command to get back home. Perfect. By the way, /set home in this pack sets your home location, and /home gets you home. That was a fun trip into the Nether. And I've been spending a few days here just kind of getting ready for the next part, which is to set up some of this automation. Let's first just kind of set up our sugarcane. We take two sands and put them together. We get snad. Not to be confused with Sned, who's a friend of mine and a YouTuber. Snedglow is his channel. Check it out. Let's set up the snad right here next to some water. We can plant sugarcane. You can see how fast it grows thanks to the snad. Now we need to automatically break this. Let's do these things first with just dire things. We have a simple block breaker and a simple clicker. And let's just make one of each of these things. Observer, got a couple of blaze rods. We've still got these blazes, this blaze spawner. We'll put that down later. Okay, there's an Eye of Ender. We are short one ferrocore ingot. Be right back. Can't wait to automate that stuff. All right, now we've got a clicker and a block breaker, and they're very similar. The clicker just does a left or right click, acts like a player clicking with or without something in its hand. And the breaker requires a tool that will do the breaking, and it's going to consume that tool as it does. So the clicker doesn't consume anything, it just clicks, which I guess is why it's a bit more expensive. It requires an Eye of Ender. Okay, so now if we put the clicker right here, let's grab these things, and we put the clicker right here. It's just going to break the sugarcane as soon as it grows. And there it goes. For reasons that I will explain in a bit, I'm going to put the clicker here. Facing down, it's still breaking the sugarcane and dropping it on the ground. That nice and fast. Let's put a chest down right here, and we have an item collector we looked at in the last video, and we'll expand its radius. Look at it with the render area. Offset it in the Z direction. We'll offset it once in the X direction. Fix that. There we go. Now anything that drops in this entire space is just going to end up in this chest. Now let's make a really easy, quick cobblestone generator. Just like this. Just need a little more space. So we start with this shape right here, like this. And we need this to go one lower so the water doesn't flow in that direction. And then we just waterlog this lava. I think this will work with just one lava. Let's see. If we break this, we're going to get cobblestone. Perfect. So now we have a 3-block cobblestone generator. So now we can just put a block breaker down here. And I'm going to need a wrench of some sort to rotate that. I think we need to use an actual ferrocore wrench for this, but we can try Certus Quartz wrench might work too. But I think specifically to rotate blocks and just dire things we need. Yeah, a Certus Quartz wrench doesn't work, but clicking on it with this wrench does. And this square on top of these blocks is always kind of the backside. So now this isn't not going to break this block yet, but if we put a pickaxe in here, it's going to break that block. There we go. We've got cobblestone generator. And they should be going into here. There we go. We've got sugarcane and cobblestone generation, but we can do better. The improvements that we can make on this are a few. First of all, this is going to use up our pickaxe. And I'm going to take that out so we don't use up our ferrocore pickaxe. We can get cheaper pickaxes and operate on that. But we can do stuff with other mods that breaks cobblestone for free. Ars Nouveau, Applied Energistics. I'm sure there are other block breakers in the pack as well. Industrial Foregoing just got added. I'm sure that has a block breaker in it. Let's use Applied Energistics to improve both of these setups. Okay, here are the things we need for Applied Energistics, but we need a growth accelerator. Actually, I'm going to make a bunch of them. Make 3. We need a storage bus. We need annihilation planes, which are block breakers, basically, in Applied Energistics. This crystal resonance generator is pretty cool. I'll just make one of these. I don't need it because I have power nearby. And I need a controller, which I already have. Somebody called out in a previous video that I didn't need to use an energy acceptor, that a controller will do this. I didn't want to make a controller before because they're a little bit expensive. They require an engineering processor, which takes a diamond, and I didn't have one then. But I found some in the Nether just now, so we're good to go here. So I'll replace this energy acceptor with an ME controller. So now that we've got these things, we can now run our smart cable down through the floor and connect these things to our Applied Energistics network. So the first thing I wanted to look at was this growth accelerator. And if we put a growth accelerator down next to some crops, it'll make them grow faster. Primary purpose of the growth accelerator is to grow crystals faster, which I'll show you a bit later. But we just plop one down right here. Now it needs to be powered. And this crystal resonance generator is a way to make early power with Applied Energistics just for free. It just takes vibrations from the world and turns them into Applied Energistics power. So now you can see this growth accelerator is online and it's growing this stuff even faster. And if we plop down more, down a temporary block here, we put down more of these growth accelerators, we can get even faster sugarcane generation. They have to be next to the block. We could put a fourth one down here too. Now I have to power these things. I only have one resonance generator, but I'm going to use this glass cable instead of the resonance generator because my network's powered and I've got power right here. So let's just run this Fluix cable down here. There we go. Oh, and it has to be powered through this little thing there. So I had to rotate it. And now all three of these are powered and we're getting crazy sugarcane generation. Now, if you didn't want to use a simple clicker, because they are pretty expensive, we could also use an annihilation plane on this. Okay, that's noisy. Our sugarcane production was gated by the speed of that clicker, which I should have realized because it's on 20 ticks, which is why it was generating 1 a second. So now it's going into our network because it's not breaking them into the world. It's breaking them and putting them straight into the network. We can also use an annihilation plane on Cobblestone. And we can connect this straight up to our network as well. One way to do this, though, if we didn't have our network so close, maybe I'd want to make these things farther away and not have them go straight into my network. I could use an ME storage bus to run this stuff into, do it like this first. Now this is not working because it has no power at all. But if we put a crystal resonance generator here, it powers this little mini network we have going here. And there we go. We're getting automated cobblestone generation. It's going into this chest right here. Now with an import bus, let's make a quick import bus. We can bring this stuff into our network. You can see everything from this chest is getting pulled into our network. Now we could have just run this cable straight over here and avoided this, but this is an example of what's called a subnetwork, which is an isolated network that can have up to 8 channels. And because it's isolated, it doesn't connect to the same network run over here. And you can see this here is just using 1 channel, which is the import bus. And it would be 2 channels if I put the annihilation plane back on here. Okay, let's take one more quick last look and see how we can automate Certus Quartz production in the same way. So we have these flawless budding Certus Quartz right here. If we break this, even with Silk Touch, it'll downgrade it to flawed Certus Quartz. Let's get another cardboard box like we did for the spawner and move that. Okay, this cardboard box just cost us 4 sawdust. Right click with it, and now I can just break it, and I can move this flawless quartz block right here. Shift right click. Now this block is touching 2 growth accelerators and it will start growing Certus Quartz very quickly. So we take another smart cable right here and an annihilation plane right here, and it's going to break the Certus Quartz as soon as it grows, which is going to give us dust. But we want Certus Quartz. So this is where we can use this storage bus like this. Let's break this connection. Bring this connection over here. It's kind of messy. I'm going to clean this up later, but so now because this is connected over here to this storage bus, we can tell the storage bus, instead of breaking everything, to only break Certus Quartz. Oh, It's still connected to the network. We need to do an end around here. This is really messy. Okay, so now it has stopped breaking the cobblestone because this is now configured to only get Certus Quartz crystal. So if we just get cobble here, it'll start breaking cobblestone again. And as soon as Certus Quartz grows, full thing of Certus Quartz grows here, it'll break that. We'll just watch that happen quickly. So you can see now it is no longer breaking these small buds. It's going to wait for a full one when it gets a full Certus Quartz crystal as a result. So now it's a large bud, and its next growth tick is going to be, there it goes. That went in here into the storage bus, into the chest, which goes through the import bus up into the network. Really messy setup here. I'll clean that all up off camera. And that's it. Here we now have endless sugarcane, endless Certus Quartz, and endless cobblestone. It's all going into our network. We should probably set up some better storage for that to go into, or we're going to fill up our drives. And this is going to set us up to be able to use these resources in other mods like biofuel out of that sugarcane, and all these resources we can use in Theurgy. All right, that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you.